Hello everyone, this is Gorax. In today's video I'll show you a team on the Temporal Vortex that can do over 44 million damage. And yes, you guessed right, it's an Ice Blast team, this time around with new equipment. So let's see what we can do. And remember, I'll be doing these videos weekly to cover all these new rules. This week we have a 30% more poison damage. And each time an ally receives healing, they have a 50% chance of having one of the debuffs dispel, which really does not help Ice Blast team at all. So yesterday I've done 39 million damage on the Temporal Vortex. This is with the new weekly bonuses, which are as follows. Bosses take 30% more poison damage, which for my team does not work because I'm using Ice Blast. And each time an ally receives healing, they have a 50% chance of having one of the debuffs dispelled. This boss only applies one debuff, and I'm using Jillian to remove it, so there's no point. There's basically no benefits here whatsoever. But I still managed to do 39 million damage. There's a little bit of equipment improvement I can do today since I've been farming it, so let's do that just now. So yes, 80 stacks. Bledin died early on. We need more enlightenment on Jillian because she couldn't top him up to full HP, but still going strong, 42 million, and that's with me realizing that I can reduce the crit rate on Bledin. Bledin only requires 80% crit rate because he's got a passive 20% in each skill. So we can adjust that as well. $100 stacks, and that's without attack down. Okay, but it tells me defensive-wise, we have what it takes for our tank and support. So all we need to do is increase the healing they can do, focus on enlightenment on Jillian, and more death on Garius. Because those will help our DPS survive as well. 120 stacks before they die without attack down. There's no attack down in that team. And with what equipment Bledin is wearing now, he reduced the gap between him and Garfin. So let's adjust the equipment. Before I save that, we'll see if this will work. So let's go over the equipment of the heroes that I used. So Garfin here, well, let's go in here because you know the setup. Okay, this is better to show you all the stats. So yeah, almost 5k attack here, 77% crit rate with her skill here. We are at 97% crit rate basically, not 100%, 97, still enough. Crit damage 204. We're wearing this set that gives us passive 32% damage increase because we will be casting skills constantly. Manticore statue. I don't have a dupe Ice Blast hero to have an upgraded version of that artifact, which is the Ice Blast exclusive, but not for the exclusive hero artifact. Yeah, there's a better version of this, so that will work really well. Inventors equipment focused on crit rate and crit damage with a little bit of a attack percentage and defense as well. As you can see, less HP, but more defense than Bledin, and she was able to survive. Obviously, attack percentage chest here. This is something that I might work on. As you can see, I have defensive stats, but not those offensive. And gloves here with crit rate. I was not lucky enough to get huge crit rate rolls on the equipment, so I had to go for that. So, you know, crit damage is lower, but we still got 24% crit damage and 20% attack on the gloves, which is quite cool. Crit damage runes with crit rate, lucky here, and attack rune with just crit damage, but 4 times. That is good. So yeah, that's her. She can survive quite good. And now I reduced the gap between Bledden and her. Usually she was at like 60%. Now she's at 50, and he's dealing a little bit more damage because of the crit rate. Previously, in previous fight, you could see him with 100%, over 100% crit rate, because I forgot about him having passive 20. So now we improved that. I also leveled up downpipe organ. This is not the best artifact for him because we're not gaining a lot through that, but since this artifact is a 20, I'm utilizing this extra attack here compared to, he might even do similar damage with Eyeball of the Giant. There are other artifacts as well. We can work on something like that. That'll probably work as well. It's actually quite good because he's got an extra attack speed, which means every time he attacks, he's got another chance of applying crystal for someone else. And again, Inventor's equipment to have this 32% bonus damage, focus on crit rate, damage, and attack. As you can see, huge crit rate on this gun here. Chest with attack percentage, low crit rate, crit damage, something I might need to work on. And crit damage glove, a new addition. Previously I ran a crit rate one. Crit damage, positive rune. Sadly, not optimal substats. We want more offense, like crit rate in that case will work better, but we need to work on the equipment then. It's only second day since we get this double equipment available to us, so I didn't farm too much. And here, attack rune with crit rate and attack, no crit damage. That will be even better than this attack speed or HP, but yeah, it is what it is. And then we have Sheena, our enabler and debuffer. So witches remain, you can always run crown if you don't have witches remain. Obviously it will be less damage increase, and we use serial set on her. We don't care about haste and HP. All we care about is this: when she applies a debuff, all allies gain additional 50% attack. Once I get the test server, I might try her with Inventor's Hat as well and see if this 15% is as good as increasing her own damage, because at the moment she is the lowest damage out of these three, but she is amazing. And again, here, trying to focus on the crit rate, a little bit of crit damage. Attack is low. Maybe I should switch these things around. We'll see once I get good equipment. Attack percentage here, crit rate here, accuracy as well. We want accuracy. We need 280, so we should aim for 230 plus affinity bonus. That gives us 50. That's important. And again, here, I need a better rune. Preferably like something like with attack and stuff, but since I'm running this crit rate, I keep it the way it is. And accuracy here as well to make sure we hit that cap, and this allows us to use attack percentage chest. So accuracy, negative rune plus witches remain gives us a lot of accuracy, which we complete through substats. This helps us to keep these debuffs applied, and we want at this stage, at stage 4, we want to have affinity bonus. So I'm using Jillian. Catherine will work as well. You can basically, all you'll need to do is just change the timings for Catherine. Instead of casting this to dispel, you'll cast Catherine's ultimate to make yourself debuff immune, so you don't get defense down. This is the only change, but Catherine works here as well. And since I don't really have a better artifact, I didn't go for the mirror yet, because I'm considering a different artifact. I have access to legendary artifacts. I can still purchase 6 more, but I understand people want free-to-play content, so that's why I have the test server now, and I'll do that. But stuff that comes from my main account, this is the competitive account, this will be more high-end oriented, so you can see what you can do with different compositions as well. Because, maybe you were very lucky as a free-to-play and you got the team I have with all the legendaries you pulled, right? Your limited pool. But yeah, this is Solar Skin Horn, very good for fur buff. Ideally here you really want the mirror to increase this healing, or an enlightenment legendary artifact. There's no many enlightenment artifacts when it comes to epics, and as you can see, we are not granting any shield, so yeah. So I went for that. A lot of HP. This is why I need to be cautious of not getting more HP than Garius, because Garius is focusing on defense. But I'll go to Garius soon. And here I'm going for enlightenment here on these pieces, and basically I should replace this equipment with something else. But at the moment, this is what we're rolling. And yeah, enlightenment chest, this is important. An enlightenment positive rune, I need a legendary one. This will help me with this enlightenment, ideally over 400 enlightenment. On a few pieces I've been lucky with like triple enlightenment. As you can see, head is something that I might consider going for, and enlightenment here on the defense on this rune as well. But yeah, this is Jillian, and obviously the most important piece of the puzzle is Garius with Garius staff. This is what makes this comp work without attack down on the boss. All the overheal is turned into a shield, and Garius with a lot of defense has tremendous heals because his skills are actually scaling with the defense, and that is a huge scaling on the defense. So yeah, he's amazing and probably the best tank at the moment for Season 2. On Vortex, obviously other tanks are good elsewhere. So we want to use this Ancestral Protection set to take 15% damage of our damage dealers because they're squishy already. The resistance here is not really important at the Vortex. You know, previous season we had HP percentage and defense percentage, so his heals will be even bigger here. But we still want defense on the substats as much as we can with a mix of HP, so he is the highest HP. As you can see on a few pieces, I've been really lucky to get like double, triple defense and defense gloves and defense chest as well. Alright, so we got a lot of defense, and we want defense runes. Unlucky I only had these HP ones, and they're like offensive oriented, but yeah, you definitely want defense runes as well to boost the defense as much as possible, and same here. As you can see, yeah, I could change that, but then his HP will be below Jillian's, and we don't want that, so I had to run an HP with defense percentage negative rune. And this is the team, and now with this change, let's see if we can recreate 40 million and above with the change of Bledin. If it doesn't work, as you can see, I've not saved the change yet. This is how you test. You run your team with the gear you had previous day, and then you adjust. Run it a couple times, and if you don't see an improvement, don't save it. Try other things, okay? If it works, then save it and gradually upgrade the equipment, because, you know, one change on a hero can really increase your damage or can lower your damage, okay? So it's worth finding this middle ground. And in this case, we also run in the standard timers. That works for me. 26.5 on Garius. This helps me with a shield that absorbs free skills. And same for Jillian. We're gonna cast this and we will absorb and we'll have defense up for as many skills as possible, and he helps us to top up our heroes before Garius heal, so we have a shield as well. If you have Felocia will work way better than Jillian, probably even better than Garius. So yeah, people will probably use Felocia plus Ardor later on, but we'll see. Nothing set in stone yet. Damage dealers, these ultimates don't really matter because the damage comes from these battle skills, but it's always good to have them in the right order because we want her to cast it as soon as it's available for her, and she applies defense down on the boss, so all the damage dealing ultimates that follow after will deal and increase the damage, and also she gives these crystals. Then he grants 20% attack up for himself and the hero with the highest attack, which is our Garfen. So we want him to cast this ultimate before Garfen So we can always have this for her ultimate to do extra damage, but this is not where her damage is coming from. Her damage comes from the battle skill. So yeah, this is the team that is doing 40 million damage currently. And let's see the fight. hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe, bye!